She made you feel alive in the beginning. She laughed at your jokes, held your hand like she meant it. Now she's cold. Now she's distant. Now every conversation turns into a damn puzzle. You're trying to fix it. Overthinking. Every word. Walking on eggshells, hoping to keep her close. And deep down, you know it's not working, brother. This ain't random. This is a test. Not of your love, not of your charm, of your frame, of your strength, of your center. She's not confused. She's checking if you are. And that pain in your chest, that's not heartbreak. That's your manhood waking the hell up. Stand up, lock in. And remember, weak men get exposed. Strong men get forged. 2. This video isn't about blaming women. It's not about bitterness. It's not about hate. It's about clarity. It's about understanding the game. So you stop playing yourself like a fool. Women test men. Always have. Always. Will not to hurt you, but to reveal you. And if you don't know how to handle it like a grounded man, you lose yourself. You lose her respect. Today, I'm breaking down 6 behaviors women use to test your masculine frame and the exact Stoic response that keeps you in your power. Drop a comment below. I protect my peace. That's not just words. That's your new code. Live by it. Number 1, the silent treatment. She pulls away to see if you chase like a boy. It doesn't happen all at once. At first, it's small. A slower reply here, a short answer there. That familiar warmth in her voice starts cooling down like leftover coffee. And you feel it, not in your head, not in your logic. You feel it in your gut like something's off, like the ground's shifting beneath you. And this is where most men screw it all up. They react fast, frantic, desperate. They send the text. Hey, is everything okay? Are we good? Did I do something wrong? Like a boy pulling on his mother's sleeve when he's lost in the store? It's not love. It's fear. Fear of abandonment. Fear of being alone. Fear of losing control. And let me tell you from experience, brother, women smell that fear. Clear as day. They don't even have to think about it. It's wired into them, because women don't just listen to your words. They feel your energy, and when your energy shifts from calm, grounded presence to anxious, chasing weakness, it's over. Not right away, not with some big blowout, but something in her changes. That respect, that feminine softness. It starts dying quietly. Because here's the raw truth nobody tells you. Her silence is not an accident. It's not because she forgot to text. It's not because she's busy. It's a test, a measurement. She's pulling away to see if you will. She's going quiet to see if you break, to see if your world revolves around her attention, to see if your emotions are hers to control like a damn volume knob. Most men fail this test without even knowing it's happening. They flood her phone. They send 2, 3, 5 texts. They try to joke their way back in. They try to check in like everything's cool. But it's not cool. It's weak. It's showing her your emotional leash is around her wrist. And I don't say that to shame you, brother. I say it because I've been that man years ago. I remember pacing my apartment at 1 a.m., phone in hand, screen lighting up every few minutes, but never her name. Stomach in knots, mind racing, convincing myself she must just be tired, or busy, or forgot, lying to myself, and then breaking down, sending the text, hating myself as I did it. That's the prison too many men live in. You think texting her will bring you peace, but what you're really doing is handing over your dignity, begging to be seen, begging to matter. Brother, listen to me. No man earns respect by chasing silence. Respect is earned when you own your silence, when you let distance sit. Let the space grow. Let her feel the absence of your energy. That's not about being cold. That's not playing games. That's living by a code that says, I am not moved by absence. I am not weakened by distance. My peace does not depend on attention. That's where your power lives. not in saying the right thing, not in proving you care, not in fixing a mood you didn't create. Your power lives in stillness, in calm, in presence. Women don't test weak men, they expose them, and in those moments of silence, when she pulls away, that's your defining moment. You stay calm, you stay centered. You stay on your path. You keep living your damn life. Gym, work, mission, rest, repeat. No texts, no chasing, no explanation. Because a man who needs nothing from silence becomes the man she respects most. And here's the beautiful irony, the twist nobody expects. When you stop chasing her silence, when you stop dancing for attention, that's when she comes back. That's when she wonders what the hell happened. That's when she feels your absence like a weight in the room, because real masculine energy isn't needy, it isn't loud, it's felt. Quiet, still, strong, unbothered. That's what women crave at the deepest level. Not a man who can talk his way out of fear, but a man who doesn't fear at all. So next time she pulls away, don't panic, don't chase, don't explain. Just sit in the silence like a mountain. Solid, unmoved, complete. And when, not if, she reaches back out, don't gloat, don't punish. Just meet her with that same steady presence, like a man who was never shaken, because you weren't. You were tested, and you passed. Remember this, brother. Tattoo it on your mind if you have to. Silence isn't rejection. It's revelation. It shows you who you are, and if you can sit in silence, if you can let distance breathe, you'll discover something most men never do, that your peace is your true power, and no woman can ever take that from you. Number 2, little insults. She jokes about your ambition, body, or lifestyle. It sneaks up on you, starts small, sounds like a joke, feels like a tease, but there's weight behind her words. Wow, you really think that little business idea's gonna work? Guess you're skipping the gym again, huh? You're not like my ex. He was way more outgoing. And you laugh, maybe because you're caught off guard, maybe because you don't want to make it a big deal, maybe because deep down it hit a nerve. But here's what's really happening. She's poking, not to be playful, not because she's evil, but because, consciously or not, she wants to feel your edge. Women do this all the time, little verbal jabs, slick comments, a tiny cut dressed up like humor. But here's what separates boys from men. A boy reacts. A boy gets defensive. He explains himself. Well, I was going to start working out again. I just haven't had time. I didn't mean it like that. You start talking, trying to fix it, trying to prove yourself. And the moment you do, brother, you lost. Not because you're wrong, but because you gave away the frame. See, a woman's words in these moments aren't just words. They're probes. She's testing to see if you are who you say you are. Do you crumble when poked? Do you need her approval to feel whole? Do you lose composure when teased? Because a man who breaks down at words is not a man who can carry a life. That's the emotional math running in the background. And look, I've been there, I remember. A woman looking me dead in the eye once and saying, "You're really gonna quit your job for that stupid idea. Good luck being broke." And I remember the sting. I remember the heat rising in my chest, the urge to explain, to justify, to argue, but I didn't. I looked her in the eye, calm, still, and I said, "Careful, sweetheart. Words shape worlds." And then I smiled. Not angry, not wounded, centered, unmoved. That's the difference between reacting and responding. Stoic men don't defend their throne. They let fools talk, and when the talking is done, when the dust settles, their life stands as proof. Because here's what weak men don't understand. When you react emotionally to little insults, you confirm their power. You tell her, "Yes, I do need your validation. Yes, I'm insecure about that thing. Yes, your opinion has the power to break me." Brother, that's not strength. That's emotional slavery. But when you respond with calm, with quiet confidence, That's when you show her something rare. That's when you show her you're not here to dance for approval. You're here to build a life, with or without applause. And here's the thing. Most women, the good ones, don't even realize they're doing it. It's not evil, it's instinct. Women feel safety in strength, and strength isn't loud, it isn't defensive. It's presence, it's stillness, it's knowing who you are, and refusing to let words shape your identity. That's what builds respect. Not begging, not explaining, not over-talking, but holding frame, being unshaken, letting actions speak louder than jokes, letting your life roar louder than any smart-ass comment. So next time it happens, next time she teases your ambition, mocks your dream, pokes at your body, questions your lifestyle, don't get angry, don't shrink, don't explain a damn thing. Smile, eye contact, and calmly remind her, not for her sake, but for yours. Careful, sweetheart. Words shape worlds. Then go out and build yours. Because in the end, a king never defends his throne. He just keeps building his damn kingdom, stone by stone, in silence, in strength, in truth. And the world, including her, will either rise to meet him or get left behind. Number 3, hot and cold energy. One day she's sweet, next day she's ice, it messes with your head. One day she's soft, sweet, touching your arm while you talk, laughing at your jokes like you're the only man in the world. Then the next day, cold, distant, answers in half sentences, eyes on her phone, energy like you're a stranger sitting across the table. And if you've never been taught how to handle this, you'll panic. Most men do. I've done it. It's a mental trap. You start scrambling, trying to fix it, trying to get back to the warm version of her you liked. Did I do something wrong? Are you okay? Is something bothering you? Brother, that's the bait, that's the hook. And once you bite, once you start twisting yourself into knots to please her mood swings, it's over. Not because she hates you, not because she's trying to destroy you, but because now she knows one thing for sure. You're led by her energy, not your own. See, women don't test men because they're confused. They test men because they want to know. Are you stable? Are you grounded? Are you unshaken in who you are? Or do you break your own rules the moment she gets quiet? This is what no one tells you. When she's hot and cold, she's not waiting for you to fix it. She's waiting to feel your consistency, your emotional strength, your inner stillness. Because if you lose your center every time she loses hers, then what are you really offering her? She doesn't need another emotional mess. She needs an anchor. She needs a man who is the same on Monday as he is on Friday. Whether she's laughing or whether she's pulling away, whether she's soft or whether she's ice cold, you stay the same. That doesn't mean you're a robot. It means you respect yourself enough not to bend for moods. Your tone stays calm. Your routine stays solid. Your standards stay locked in. This is how you break manipulation without saying a word. This is how you pass the test. You don't chase. You don't beg. You don't over-explain, you let her have her mood, you give her space, and most importantly, you don't abandon yourself. When you stay consistent in the storm, you show her what no words could ever say. This man does not belong to chaos. This man walks with himself. I learned this the hard way. Years ago, I had a woman who'd go hot and cold like a damn light switch. Some days, texting me paragraphs. Other days, I'd get one-word answers for hours. And like a fool, I'd chase her approval. I'd adjust my energy trying to win her back. Every time she shifted, you know what happened? She lost respect for me. Not all at once, not dramatically, but slowly, quietly, until one day I realized I wasn't leading anymore. I was following. That's death to a man's spirit. So I changed. I stopped chasing her emotion. I stopped needing her warmth to feel like myself. I stayed consistent, steady, grounded, and sure enough, she came back, soft again. But here's the twist. By then, I didn't need it anymore, because I had learned the truth. Her mood was never my responsibility. My responsibility was my own damn energy. And brother, that's what you need to understand right now. Her emotions are her weather. Your consistency is your shelter. Let her storm, let her freeze, let her thaw. But you? Do you stay the same, not out of stubbornness, out of strength, out of respect for yourself? Because a real man doesn't shift with the wind. A real man is the mountain. Remember this. Let it echo in your mind. Consistency breaks manipulation. Every time. So the next time she goes cold, don't chase. Don't flinch. Don't ask dumb questions. Just stay grounded. Stay calm. Be the man you said you were, no matter how she feels that day. Because in a world full of emotional noise, a consistent man is rare. A consistent man is dangerous. And a consistent man always wins in the end. Number 4. Disrespect in public. She embarrasses you around friends. It usually happens when you least expect it. You're out with friends, dinner table, social gathering, could even be a casual backyard barbecue. Everything's light-hearted. People are laughing, and then, out of nowhere, she cuts you down. Maybe it's about your work. Maybe it's about your body. Maybe it's a private thing she throws out for cheap laughs. Well, if he ever actually finished a project, that'd be a miracle. Oh, please, you know he's not that handy. That's why I handle the finances. He'd probably lose his wallet in his own damn house. Everybody chuckles. Thus you. Room shifts, you laugh nervously, brush it off, play it cool, because that's what you were taught, right? Be the bigger man, don't make a scene. It's not a big deal. But deep down, it is a big deal, because in that moment, without even realizing it, you just taught her something about you. You taught her that disrespect in public is allowed, and what you tolerate once will show up twice, then 3 times, then it becomes your new normal. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Brother, disrespect grows where men allow it. Women don't test boundaries because they're cruel. They test boundaries because they need to feel them. It's not about control. It's about safety. It's about trust. She's not testing you to destroy the relationship. She's testing you to feel if there's a man in front of her, a man who respects himself, a man who checks behavior immediately, with calm, with strength, without anger, not because he's insecure, not because he's emotional, but because he has standards, and standards don't move for comfort. They don't move for social settings. They don't move for jokes. They stay planted. I remember when I learned this lesson the hard way. Years back, I was at a friend's party. Everything was smooth. Then, in front of everyone, the woman I was with at the time made some offhand comment about my old job, a little jab, a little dig. Everybody laughed, and I remember standing there, telling myself it wasn't worth saying anything, telling myself I'd bring it up later, telling myself to be cool. But I wasn't cool. I was weak. And when I brought it up later, it didn't land, because the time to address it was right then. See, a man checks bad behavior the first time, not the second, not after thinking about it for a week, not after bottling it up. Right there, in the moment, calm, clear, direct. That is the Stoic move, not yelling, not arguing, not making a scene, just locking eyes and saying firmly, "Don't speak to me like that again," and then letting your energy do the rest. Silence is fine. Let it hang. She'll feel it, and so will everybody else. That's leadership, that's boundaries, and boundaries protect. Love, they don't destroy it. Because here's the real truth most guys never understand. Women want to respect you, but you have to show them how, not with force, not with loud words, but with calm, masculine certainty, by showing them in every setting that your respect for yourself is not for sale, that your dignity is not a punchline, that your role is not harmless clown or easy target. You're the man, and the man protects the integrity of his name. So here's your rule going forward. Never tolerate public disrespect. Ever. Not once. Not in jest. Not in play. Not in sarcasm. Because the first time you allow it is the last time you get to complain about it. Remember this. Disrespect grows where men allow it. But respect grows where men enforce it quietly, firmly, without drama, without hesitation. So the next time she tests that boundary, don't laugh, don't explain, don't wait. Look her in the eye, steady as stone, and say, don't. Speak to me like that again, then carry on like the man you are, because a man who checks bad behavior the first time rarely has to check it a second. Number 5, bringing up her ex or other men. She's testing your insecurity. There's a moment every man faces if he's dating long enough. She brings him up. The ex, the old flame, the one before you. Could be subtle, could be sharp, maybe. She says his name like it's nothing. Maybe she compares you to him with a little smirk. Maybe she casually drops, "Oh, he used to take me there." Or, "My ex was really good at that." And right there, brother, that's the test. That's the moment where most men lose their frame. Because what happens? They flinch, they tense up, they start asking dumb questions. Oh, really? What was he like? Was he better than me? Are you still talking to him? Jealousy crawls in, insecurity takes the wheel. Now you're not leading the moment anymore. Now you're following her little breadcrumb trail, trying to compete with a ghost, trying to measure yourself against a memory. And that's exactly the mistake a man can't afford. Here's what you need to understand about this game. When a woman brings up her ex or other men in front of you, she's not confused. She's not lost in thought. She's checking your center. She wants to know, does this man know who he is? Or is he easily rattled? Is he standing in his own life? Or is he standing in another man's shadow? See, insecure men get caught in that trap every time. They ask too much, they get jealous, they want to win in comparison. But here's the raw truth. No grounded man plays that game. No man of value wastes his breath competing with history. Why? Because history doesn't matter. Presence does. Reality does. Right here, right now. That's where a man lives. That's where a king rules. When she brings up her ex, your job is simple. Stay calm. Stay loose. Stay unbothered. You laugh. You nod. Maybe you say, "Sounds like he lost a good thing." Then change the subject. Move the conversation right back into your world. Because, brother, if you flinch, she owns you. Not because she's cruel, but because now she knows exactly where you're weak. She knows you care more about some man she left behind than you care about leading your own damn life. And women don't respect that. Not long-term, not deep down. Women respect men who are rooted, men who don't break a sweat when another man's name gets thrown into the room. You think a man on a mission cares about what her ex did? You think a man building his kingdom loses sleep over some dude she used to date? Hell no, he's too busy living, too busy growing, too busy creating a world that speaks louder than words ever could. That's the energy you need. I remember the first time a woman tried this on me. She dropped her ex's name like it was casual, talked about some vacation they took, a younger me. I would have taken the bait, would have asked questions, would have tried to outperform a man who wasn't even in the room. But I was different then. I had learned. I just smiled. I said calmly, "Sounds like he lost a good thing." Then I went right back to what I was doing, didn't even pause. You know what happened? She never brought him up again because she felt it. She felt that I wasn't competing. She felt that I wasn't shaken. She felt safe. That's the paradox nobody talks about. Women want a man who is unshakable because if you can't handle hearing about her past, how the hell are you going to handle building her future? A real man is not moved by ghosts. A real man doesn't chase shadows. He stays present, grounded, clear, because he knows. Unbothered men win long term. That's the standard. That's the frame. So next time it happens, next time she throws out an ex's name or mentions some guy from her past, don't flinch, don't fold, don't fight ghosts, just smile, stay calm, say it like you mean it. Sounds like he lost a good thing. Then carry on building. A life no man could ever compete with, because that's what kings do. They don't react to noise, they command with presence, and presence always wins. Number 6, starting fights over nothing, emotional chaos test. It never starts like a war, it starts small, real quiet. A little attitude, a tone shift, a comment with an edge. It's not the words, it's the weight behind them. It's the sharpness that wasn't there yesterday. The energy changes suddenly. It's not the woman who was soft in your arms last night, it's someone testing your armor. And here's the mistake most men make. They think it's about logic. They think if they just explain themselves, if they just say the right thing, if they just stay reasonable, she'll calm down. Brother, that's not how this works. This isn't a business meeting. This isn't a negotiation. This is a storm rolling in. This is chaos walking into your peaceful world and trying to pull you into its gravity. And the moment you argue, the moment you raise your voice, the moment you start explaining like a nervous little boy trying to calm his mom down, you've already lost. Because here's the truth about women nobody tells you. When she starts a fight over nothing, when she pokes, when she stirs the pot, she doesn't want words, she doesn't want logic, she wants to feel your emotional ceiling, she wants to know how strong is this man's frame, how grounded is his peace, can I move him, or is he unmovable? That's the real test, not the words flying back and forth, not the topic of the argument. The test is you, your reaction, your energy, your presence. I've seen it 100 times. Hell, I've lived it. I remember sitting across from a woman years ago, dinner table, candles lit, when out of nowhere she started an argument over something ridiculous, something I didn't even do. And the old me, the boy in me, would have leaned forward, raised my voice, tried to defend myself, tried to fix it, tried to win, but the man I was becoming, he didn't move, he sat back, stayed calm, spoke slow. And when the time came, when it was clear that logic wasn't going to land, I looked her in the eye and said, when you're ready to talk with respect, I'm here. And I got up. I left the conversation, not angry, not dramatic, but clear, firm, because here's the rule I live by now. A man's peace is his last stand. That's the line. That's the fortress. Man can lose money. He can lose friends. He can lose relationships. But the man who loses his peace has lost himself. Women test this all the time. Not because they're evil. Not because they hate you. But because they need to feel it. They need to know their man is stable. They need to know their man won't fold under pressure. Because if you lose your head in a small argument, how are you going to lead a family in a crisis? How are you going to hold the line when life hits hard? This is about more than dating. This is about who you are. A calm man is a dangerous man. A calm man is untouchable. And most men fall apart? They chase peace like a fool. They argue, they beg, they explain. They hand over their masculine power like it's spare change. Don't be that man. Let them feel your calm. Let them feel your stillness. Let them feel the weight of a man who refuses to leave his throne for a little storm. It doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect. It means you set the standard, calmly, firmly, without breaking a sweat. And if it doesn't stop, you leave, not to punish, but to protect your peace, because that's what real men do. They protect their world, not with loud words, not with anger, but with presence, with standards, with silence when necessary. Remember this, Man's peace is his last stand. Defend it, guard it, live by it, and watch how the world starts treating you differently. Watch how women soften. Watch how respect grows, because a man who owns his peace owns his life. Brother, she's not the enemy, she's the mirror. Every test she throws, every moment she pulls away, every word she says that cuts a little too deep, that's not life trying to break you. That's life trying to build you. You weren't put here to chase comfort. You weren't put here to seek approval. You were put here to lead yourself first, lead your energy, lead your mind, lead your damn life. The truth is, every test a woman throws your way, it's never really about her, it's about you. It's about whether you've done the work, whether you've built a life worth standing on, whether you've faced your own weakness and killed the little boy inside who needed to be liked by everyone. Because that boy doesn't make it in this world. Only men do. Men with boundaries, men with presence, men with peace that cannot be bought or broken. A man like that, he doesn't beg for love. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't fold when life or women or the world test him. He stands unmoved, unbothered, unshaken. That's the man I want you to be. That's the man life is calling you to become, because women don't follow noise. They don't follow weakness. They don't follow emotion. They will follow peace. They follow strength. They follow clarity. And clarity only comes from a man who knows exactly who the hell he is, with or without her. So hear me now, brother. Let every test shape you. Let every challenge sharpen you. Let every moment of silence, disrespect, chaos, or distance remind you of the man you've chosen to be, not for her, not for them, but for you, for the code you live by, for the peace you guard, for the life you refuse to compromise. Drop a comment right now. Draw your line. In the sand, I protect my peace. That's your vow. That's your reminder. That's the standard. Stay sharp. Stay grounded. Be the mountain.